cannot ride one of those while drinking a slushy. And it work out good for you. We'll get the death ball with it. We'll put you on the asphalt.
It's crazy how nowadays you see somebody riding in the back of a truck, you go, wow.
What are they doing? Yeah.
When
I grew up in the back of a truck.
Yeah. How old are you?
44.
44. We're close in age, man. I'm 46.
Oh, ain't bad.
Now, and where did you grow up?
Commerce, Georgia, right beside Athens.
Gotcha. And you've been here in town
Since July the 17th.
July the 17th. Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with your wreck, man.
Which one, the scooter or the car?
So that'll be good. So when you and I first met, you walked in here and you had some staples,
8 staples
on your eye, and you all scratched up. Was that the scooter wreck? Because we never really talked about that.
That was a scooter wreck. One of the little stand-up scooters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You cannot ride one of those while drinking a slushy. And it work out good for you. We'll get the death wobbles. It will put you on the asphalt.
So, all right. So you that happened right before you got to Grace House, yeah?
No, right when I got to
right
Grace
when you
House.
got to
I was
Grace
here
House.
like 3 days and it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was somebody dare you or what? You just trying to get around?
I was just scooting around.
Well, so that was all cosmetic.
Yeah.
Which you can't mess this up, right?
Not as bad as it already is.
But then a couple of months ago,
December 10th. Yeah, December 10th.
All right, you and Joey and Jake.
Joey was called State Farm.
State Farm. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny when he got baptized, and I didn't think about it till, putting him in the water. He's wearing khaki shorts and a red shirt.
Yeah.
And y'all hollering, State Farm.
Yeah, we dared him to wear that.
So we won't give Joey a hard time. He was driving, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We were driving.
And so what happened that day, man?
We come up Manchester, ate at the Waffle House because Joey was graduating. So I bought him Waffle House, celebrated his graduation. He's taking me to the plasma place to donate plasma. And we come up Manchester 185. He got the driving crazy. Roads were wet. About the time I said something to him, because, Manchester and Macon Road is just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
We could see Macon Road, and then we saw the wall. Concrete wall. Hit it running. Probably booking about 80.
Really?
And it slid sideways. He looked at me and said, Onnie, why are we sliding? I'm thinking, because you can't drive. Wham, there's the wall, and that's all she wrote. So
Jake was in the back, you in the passenger?
Yeah, Jake was in the back.
So now, what all did you do to your arm?
I broke it in 5 different places. They had to put rods, plates, and screws in it. Yeah. And for 2021, I've had 60 staples. I told everybody I'm taking 2022 off. No more metal in me.
No staples for a minute.
Yeah, that's 60 for the year.
I saw you showed me.
It's
running.
It's cut from right here at the elbow all the way up to right here.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
So how's the recovery going?
It's going pretty good. It's got more movement than it did.
Yeah.
About 20%. At first, it was about 5%.
Right.
That's about 20. I got to follow up next week. So see what they gonna do.
What are they telling you about what you get back?
It's up to God.
All right. Just keep after doing the exercises.
Yeah, do the exercises, and we'll see how it turns out. They said some people full recover, some people don't.
All right.
So,
we'll keep after it. Keep praying for it.
Just play it by a month-to-month basis to see how everything's doing. They said, they said, well, my situation, they probably won't take the plates and stuff out.
Yeah.
But some people, after the bones heal, they take the metal out of them.
I got you.
So,
all right.
I can't wait to go through a metal detector in the airport somewhere. I ain't gonna say nothing to start with.
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So where are you gonna fly to?
I don't know. Probably Florida. See my little boy.
All right. Little boy.
Yeah.
How old?
10.
10. All right.
Yeah. I got 120 and 110.
Really? That's a spread.
Yeah.
Reckon. How long you got left at Grace?
Either May or June, but probably gonna be June because after the wreck I was out of class for 30 days, so I had to do my classes. They say I got to redo that 30 days I missed.
Right.
It is what it is. Cause I'm gonna stay in Columbus once I graduate anyway.
Okay. All right.
So,
what you want to do after?
I'm gonna be a drug counselor.
Okay. Nice, man.
God put it on my heart a long time ago
Yeah.
to do that, but I didn't know how to go about getting the education.
Yeah.
Didn't have a higher power on my side,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't really. That's just something I wanted to do in my spirit. But now that I have God on my side, I know that it was God putting it on me to do it then.
Yeah.
So I go to school online at night, doing human services, bachelor's in psychology.
Yeah.
So
what is your spiritual background?
not very much.
Yeah.
I wasn't raised in the church. We went to church sometimes and stuff, but not very often. When my dad got sick, he went to church a few times and stuff like that. But once he passed away, I was already into the life, as drug addict, selling drugs, that lifestyle.
Right.
And just never got into it. Didn't. I believed in it because I know heaven and hell. I understand that concept and believe in it, but I just didn't.
Yeah. So when you talk about getting into life, so just talk about how all that gets started.
Well, I mean, now that I have the tools I need to succeed, with recovery, I know what started it. I never felt, even though I was loved, raised in a great home, whatever I wanted, we weren't poor or anything like that. Thank God. But for some reason, I never felt accepted, never felt loved. Not 110%. You know what I mean? And so got in school and got hanging out with the wrong crowd and went in that direction. And it was off to the races because that way I was accepted.
Yeah.
I felt like I had 1,000 friends, but when I went to prison the first time, I found out, no, my mama wrote me and one friend wrote me.
Yeah.
He died before I got out. But, and I stayed clean for a long time. But like I said, didn't have higher power on my side or nothing like that. Had a bad wreck in 2011 and come out addicted to opiates.
Okay.
Spent 10 years in active addiction over it.
Okay.
So May the 7th, I dropped on my knees and I prayed for God to take me away from my circumstances because I kept trying to do it myself. I'd go detox for 30 days or something like that, and then I'd come home within another 30 days, I'd be back using and selling.
Yeah.
So, I asked him to remove me from it, and, well, he did. May the 8th, I got locked up.
Okay.
I was, sick because opiates, when you don't have them, you get it sick. Kept praying, and went to court. They wanted to give me 10 years of citizens. Yeah. I asked the judge, I said, look, y'all never gave me rehab. Will you please give me a chance to go to rehab? And he said, let me think about it. And they come back, he tried to send me to Athens, which is right in my hometown. I know thousands of people in Athens. I said, sir, that ain't going to work. He said, well, we'll let you go home, give you 30 days to get yourself in a rehab. I said, that ain't going to work. I'll mess that up.
Yeah.
I said, give me the state-approved rehab list because it's got to be what they call THOR-approved, which is transitional housing or rehab.
Right.
And for the state of Georgia. And first place I called was Chattahoochee Valley Ministries. And Pastor Eric actually answered the phone when I called and done my intake. And went but like 6 weeks and I was here.
Nice. So, well, I'm glad you ended up here, man.
Yeah, me too.
I've enjoyed getting to know you.
Yeah, it's definitely great for me.
Yeah.
I'm very happy. I know that it was part of God's plan for my life.
Yeah.
So
all in all, going in and out, how much time did you spend in?
Oh, of what? Prison?
Yeah.
Or jail?
Jail.
Yeah, I couldn't add it up.
Okay.
I know I've done in prison, state prison, I've done 7 and 9 months of time. So right at 8 years in state penitentiary, and ain't no telling how many years in and out of jail.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So,
all of it drug related stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, every bit of
it. Hanging out
either
with
drug related or cause of drugs.
Right. Yeah. So can you talk about kind of the feeling now of these last months, not looking over your shoulder? I mean,
it's a miracle.
Yeah.
I don't have to. That's like, up there at the safe house where I go to school at, cops get caught up there a lot to the other people, and it's great because they pull up and none of us worry about it.
Right. Yeah.
We sit there and talk to them.
Yeah.
Used to be the only police I talked to was my grandpa. He was the police up there where I'm from, and I'd be the only cop I talked to.
Yeah.
But just to not worry about it, to know that, I ain't got to worry about that no more. As long as nobody put their hands on me or my family.
Yeah. I
don't do nothing to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So.
The Bible says it's for freedom that Christ has set you free.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think about, you're you're not doing the things you used to do. Is that really freedom? But I mean, it really does feel like freedom, right? I mean,
to me, it's freedom within myself.
Yeah.
The inner peace, when I finally accepted him as my Lord and Savior, the inner peace I have felt since then, I never knew.
Mm-hmm.
I thought peace was like peace and quiet when everybody shut up. You know what I mean? But the inner peace I feel within myself, even when I first got here, when everything, didn't know if everything was gonna go right or not.
Yeah.
And it just grows every day. I tell you all the time, I'm gonna shine brighter tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's because of that inner peace that God's blessed me with His grace and mercy, that I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
Because I know everything's gonna be all right regardless.
Yeah.
It's all part of His plan.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, so as you taking your steps forward in your recovery process, and just talk. You just did a lot, but I mean, talk a little bit more about the role that having a relationship with Jesus plays with recovery specifically.
Well, I mean, they say in recovery, that you have to have a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you, just because of religious reasons, a lot of people in different religions, that it doesn't have to be God.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me it does, because that's what I believe in. But He plays a major part. Every morning I wake up and I surrender my will and my life over to Him, because I know as long as I live in His will for me,
Mm-hmm.
then I have the power to carry out anything with Him by my side. Everybody's like, well, I'm driving, God's riding shotgun. Well, no, I don't want to drive. Let Him drive. Because me driving, I'm going to hit a wall or wreck or something. Something's going to be messed up. My choices that I have in my life and the choices I still have today, I know if I start choosing what I want and the human flesh want, it ain't going to work out. It ain't going to be good at all. I have to let Him guide my choices, and I'm not going to step out of my bed until I know He's got my back, and I know that every day now.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, you know how to wreck, right?
Yeah, I wasn't driving though.
But I mean, as a metaphor, I mean.
I know how to wreck it. Yeah, absolutely.
That's I talk to folks, all the time. I said, well, now we know where this goes, right? Like we know where this path takes us. You could map it out. You know where it goes.
My thing was in my past, I just wouldn't slow down and think it through. But now I don't make no decisions whatsoever in no speedy time. You remember when I was before the wreck, when I was supposed to start working, and trying to decide what I was going to do, I come to you a couple of times. Like, I don't know what to do.
Right. Yeah.
Because I didn't want to make the decision for myself. And it took me talking with you as my pastor and John Birdshaw. I love John 100%. That's my buddy. And just getting him the word and praying about it to make the decision, and then. I guess I don't know if I was making the wrong decision or he didn't think it was right. Well, he decided to stop that from happening. But it's all right, because the guy who offered me the electrical job, he owns the Center of Hope in Alabama, and he's like, "Well, look, if all else fails, just once you heal, you can come to drug counselor over here, get your paperwork and all that." So
there you go.
It's all gonna work out. It just goes to show, keep doing the next right thing, keep one foot in front of the other, and it's gonna be all right.
That's right. Take the next right step. That's
right.
Yeah, this Jesus says, his food. I was reading through John 6, talking about the bread of life, and he said, it's my food to do the will of the Father. Be obedient.
That's it.
And it really does come down to being that simple. Just
it really
is. And people can't get that there's freedom in that. That there really is new life, peace, joy in submitting yourself to. But if you're submitting yourself to a God that cares about you, I mean, more than you do yourself, you know what I mean? That really has better in mind for you than you do for yourself. It makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
And coming around to, they said the God of your choosing, but when you realize it's the God who gave Himself on the cross for you to demonstrate His love for you, that He was willing to go to any length to separate you from your sin. That's one you can trust,
That's powerful.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's a God you can feel good about submitting yourself to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you may not feel good about riding with Joey again, but you feel good about riding with Jesus.
I won't ride with Jesus. I won't ride with nobody again, really. Even I'd ride, some days before I got the truck, I'd ride over here to the church with Sean, which is John's buddy. He still make me, I'd be like,
Take it easy, man.
Yeah, hold on, slow down.
Mm. So we were talking about when we started. You said you do some woodworking and stuff. What kind of stuff have you done over the course of your life? When you talk about the time that you're in. All right. So when you're out, I mean, what was life looking like for you? I mean, what kind of work did you do? What kind of things?
Well, honestly, I didn't do too much work, but I've from the time I was young to the time now. I've done a lot of trades and a lot of things. I've done electrical, plumbing, um, sheetrock construction, woodworking. I grew up with my mom doing woodworking. She'd refurbish stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of like what got me into it. And chainsaw work, I noticed this wood looked funky, so I was like, that'd be a cool table. Within a couple of years later, they come out with these wood slab tables. I'm
Right.
like, oh, why didn't I think about that? I
Yeah.
remember doing mechanic work with my dad when I was little. I'm like, Daddy, why don't they make a wrench and a ratchet like the ratchet does?
Mm-hmm.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they figured it out.
Yeah.
They were,
The next idea I get would be patent.
they were listening on your conversation.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. So what would desiring to be a drug counselor? Obviously, God's put in your heart desire to help people, right?
Yeah. No doubt about it.
Used your hands and your strength in the past and your ingenuity to fix stuff, build stuff, whatever. But sounds like He's giving you a desire to use your life and your heart and the things that you're learning now to help people in the future. What opportunities do you feel like you're getting opportunities already?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's why I stay in day class. I could easily go to night class and it'd be only 3 or 4 people. But staying in day class now is the fact that the new people that are coming into class come through there.
Mm-hmm.
I help chair the lunch meeting every day for everybody, and just the fact of seeing them come through and helping them understand what the facilitators mean when they saying stuff, or what they mean by doing this work. How do I do this work on this sheet or this work?
Mm-hmm.
What they mean I got to have a sponsor. Some people don't know about that stuff.
Right.
And to be able to give back and try to help show other people that life is better on this side than in addiction.
Yeah.
It gives me a warmth.
Yeah.
To know that I'm doing something that helps somebody else.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, that's cool. So you got opportunities now and looking forward to the future. What's that path look like to once you get done with your program? To go into addiction counseling?
Looks bright for me.
Yeah. What are the steps you got to take to get you there?
John told me about a thing through New Horizons being a care specialist, and I'm gonna go do that, and that should get my foot in the door. And then I finish my online schooling and stuff like that to get the psychology certificates. But the care specialist itself will get my foot in the door somewhere with that.
Yeah. Good.
So get that took care of, but I'm gonna take a vacation to start with for at least a few days, go somewhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when you get a chance, right?
Yeah.
So do you get to now when you got leave, whatever, do you go back home or what do you?
I went back home like one day on a day trip. Just got some of the clothes and work stuff and all I needed because I thought I was going to work, and I went home at Thanksgiving to see my family. But even then, I went home on a Friday morning with Johnny Mac and Melissa. They live in the county next to mine, and they dropped me off. I spent the day and that night with my brother. The next morning, he's like, well, what's going on? Nothing. He's like, well, you need to go somewhere. Well, not really. I'm ready to go back to Columbus. Yeah. He's like, you really ain't gonna move back, are you? I said, no.
Yeah.
I said it'd be multiple years before I move back up here, if ever.
Yeah.
So
is that because? Well, you tell me why is that? I mean, other than you just like it here.
This is home now.
Yeah.
I had built so many mountains up there around me with doing the things I was doing with the people I was doing them with. I feel like if I go up there, for one, it's taking a chance. Easier way to say it is kind of like throwing stones at my addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You throw stones at that cat, it's going to normally bite you.
Yeah.
Why would I want to go up there and be around the same people who are doing the same things now?
Mm-hmm.
I talked to a few of them on the phone trying to lead them this way.
Right.
But if they're not getting it, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make them drink.
That's right.
I don't want to get bit by my addiction. That's not an option for me. Yeah. And like I said, I'm accepted here. I have a wonderful network, part of a beautiful church. I've got my recovery family down here.
Yeah.
My son lives in Florida. I got one that lives in Tacoma, but he's almost grown. He's doing real good. And I talk to him on the phone and stuff, and that's just the way it's gonna have to be because this is home. So
yeah, we're good. Well, that's what I was wondering if it was part of not wanting to go back there was to be to have some boundaries and being careful about going back to what you had before. Because I think so many folks go through their recovery program and they're feeling strong. They've got they got a month or several months, a year, clean and feel like they handle it from there and they put themselves right back in the same environments. And,
what gets me is people saying, "Oh, I ain't worried about it. I got this."
Yeah.
No, you ain't got this.
Right.
You better have your higher power on board at all times.
Yeah.
Because you go back to your people, places, and things. I can go back home and see my family, see my brother. I ain't got much family. My mom and dad's passed. Both my grandmas and grandpas on both sides passed. A couple of aunts and uncles I talk to. But, I can go back and see them. But like I said, by the time I'm there a day or so, I'm ready to come back home. To home. That's visiting time up there now. But, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wait to get home to go see blase, blase. That's kind of pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
And they end up back out there.
Yeah.
And I hate it for them. Absolutely do. We'll do anything to help get them back into a program somewhere. But, you can't get complacent in your recovery because once you get complacent and get comfortable and think you got control on it, that's when it's going to jump up and bite you.
Yeah.
Because addiction is very real.
Yeah. You got to give careful thought to your steps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always be thinking about it. Whether addiction's in your past or whatever. I mean, all of us as Christians, we need to give careful thought to the path that we're walking and make sure the Lord is leading each step of the way. So, Onnie, I appreciate you coming in and talking, man.
I appreciate you having me.
So, I love you, man.
I've been looking forward to this for about 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sorry I put you off for a week. It's Sam's fault.
It's Sam's fault. Yeah. Absolutely, it's Sam's fault. You called me and you said, well, we're going to have to put it off.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
I already knew what it was. So.
Yeah. Well, brother, I love you, man. I'm so glad you're here and part of the church.
Glad to be here and part of the church.
It makes my week every week. I'm usually up at the top of the stairs where you guys are all getting your picture in front of the sign down there. And
since I've been here, we've missed one, and that was that day it was snowing and cold as crap. I said, everybody just have to just take this one up. But but sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. But we're gonna have our Fort Church picture on Sunday on my Facebook if I got anything to do with it.
Love it, man. Love it. Love you too, brother.